seeing? They talk to me. See if will you talk to me? Yeah. Let me talk to one of the protesters. Come on over here. I'm just gonna move you away from my van. You're good. Right there. Just tell me why. I know what's the message you want to get out.
The message that I want to get out is that there is a huge difference in America between white Americans and black Americans. They are treated very differently, and although I do not want white Americans to experience what we have experienced from the police, I want the police to come to an agreement with us to give us the same opportunity to have the same protection from them that white Americans have. Latinos, we need the same protection for Latinos. We only want to be treated like people. That's it. Police brutality is out of control. When a black person gets abused by the police, it's like, okay, whatever, we have to riot. When a white person does something, I saw a white woman punch a police officer and they still kindly asked her to detain herself until she fell and tripped and then they zip tied her. But a black man jaywalking is gonna get pulled over and thrown to the ground. That's not okay.
Talk to me about tonight though. When you see the damage all through the area, what do you make of that? And what is the purpose, I guess, of that? Tell me.
The damage tonight is necessary. You know why? Because this is how we feel every day walking down the street. We don't get to see the beautiful buildings that everybody else gets to see. We get to feel like we don't belong there. We get to feel like trash. We get to feel like garbage. We get to feel like we can't come here. But we came here today because we want to be a part of it. And if they don't want us to be a part of it, we want you to see what our reality is like. This is what we feel like when we walk down the streets. This is what it's like to walk down the streets and this chaos. I'm afraid every time a police officer drives past me. I have a clean record. I have never committed a crime. Law-abiding citizen. I have gone to college. Yet I get pulled over every time I'm driving my car because it's a 2020.
And playing devil's advocate, because there are those that are saying this won't change it, this doesn't answer it, we need to do something differently. Violence doesn't beget violence. What do you say to that?
I say that the police need to change because they forgot that they work for us. The police work for us. They work for the people. Since when do you get to go to work and tell your boss what to do? Since when do you get to go to work and tell your boss to get on the ground? When do you get to go into the office and kill him and then still keep your job? And everybody loves you.
Tell me about the curfew tonight. There's an 8 o'clock curfew. Are you planning on staying out, and what are you kind of sensing with that when you're out here tonight?
It's after 8 o'clock, and they absolutely issued the curfew because we were peacefully protesting. We were all kneeling. We were kneeling. We were not violating anything, and they started to throw smoke bombs at us. They shot rubber bullets. We caught a police officer lighting a car on fire. That is not okay. They're putting that on us. We did not do that.
I know that I saw it myself, some of the protesters were not that peaceful that were throwing rocks and bottles to initiate. So that is part of why the reaction comes, is it not?
Yeah, it's not. But one thing that I absolutely want to say is that there is a group of angels out here. There is a group of angels. They are Caucasian and they are out doing extractions. They are coming in and they are barricading us from the police, from the bullets, and they are offering rides to people, free rides. They're letting us come into their cars. A stranger got us out, and now we're out here to get other people out. We have our car nearby, and we're just trying to save lives and keep people out of jail. Coronavirus is here. We don't want anybody else to get sick.
Can you tell me what's your first and last name?
I'm Jane Doe.
Where are you from, Jane?
I'm from Los Angeles. I actually was born in Los Angeles, California.
If part of this, does this not, I know you want change and it needs to happen. Does it break your heart in a way, though, to see this much damage kind of throughout the area, that this is what it's taking?
Listen, it breaks my heart every day that I have to be afraid for my little brother and I have to be afraid for my nephew. That breaks my heart. Right now, we're controlling the situation per se, because we actually know what's happening and we're getting our message across.
How do we change people's perceptions, though? How do we really change the race relations in this country? How do we make a difference?
We bring awareness, because you know how many people don't know who George Floyd is? So many people know the guy with the knee on his neck. They don't know his name. We have to let them know the story. If you know the story, you'll know his name. If you know his name, then you'll know that it's wrong. And if you know it's wrong, then you'll stop. Or maybe when the officer had his knee on his neck, what if all those people standing by rushed that cop? They would have all gotten beaten up, maybe zip tied, but he'd be alive. And I can't sit at home right now and stay there watching all of this on the news and not help, because I'm able-bodied. I have no children, I'm not married, I'm able-bodied, and I'm suffering, and everybody else is suffering, and it's my duty as an American to protect us.
I appreciate your time very much, Jane. I really do. Thank you for taking the time to talk with us. Be safe tonight. Thank you. One of the protesters out here making her voice heard tonight, making sure that everyone hears the message that she wants to send. Again, another live look here at what we're seeing on Fairfax, a lot of the damage all along here. You can see police remain here in line, in the swimmers line here at Rosewood and Fairfax. I still see protesters and other folks focused on one of the stores down the street, attempting to get into one of the businesses down there, just kind of waiting for the officers to move forward. So this area, a lot of damage, and certainly a lot more of potential problems with folks still out here trying to get into businesses. So this certainly is a very fluid situation, very active situation for LAPD out here and for the protesters as they continue. So live here in the Fairfax district, Leanne Suter, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
It was very moving to hear that young lady speak and expressing the frustration of so many people around this entire country. And it's a sad situation. You know, she said we need to know George Floyd's name.
Yeah, it is perhaps the clearest articulation that I've heard tonight from someone who is actually on the street about why they're on the street,
Exactly.
about why they're out there and why.